get started, I did want to again just sort of reiterate that this will probably be a relatively short game because I don't want to get too deep into the woods when we have a player missing, just because, as I explained before, and the three of you know, like story is what matters the most to me, and I really hate the trying to retcon adding Vix back into Dawn back into the to like if we get into you guys like head into the sewers, you get into a big fight, and then she's just not there, and then somehow we have to like shoehorn her into it next week. It ruins the immersion for me. So
And then if we don't shoehorn her in, she's sitting around for the first 2 hours.
exactly, and then waiting until we can figure out a time for her to show up again, and that just sucks. So I mean, it just sucks when people aren't around. I mean, obviously it's going to happen, but I don't want to cancel the game when somebody's not there. But when somebody does, in the past, what we have done, or what we tried in the very first campaign that we did, and you guys are free to do this if you want, because I always encourage people to do so. Sometimes we possibly could just run a separate one shot. That could be with different characters, or it could be anything else. So if any of you guys, hint hint, want to GM a game just as a one shot, we could do that in place of continuing the story when somebody's out, particularly when there's more than one person out, and everybody else still wants to play. That's kind of a fun sort of side thing that you can do. And like we could have done this previously, but I mean, we did it in the last game. There weren't very many players. It was just the four of us. But we did like a essentially a lore game where we just went
like
back in time and
sick
played.
Flashback.
Yeah, we did a flashback and played like characters to set the tone for the world. Had nothing to do with, well, eventually it has something to do with, but it was hundreds of years before our main game. So just something to think about. Obviously, I'm not requiring anybody to do anything.
Sounds like
stuff,
Tara is gonna DM a game of the little furry creatures.
Yeah, exactly.
I am not DMing anything until my PhD is done.
Honestly, I'd say Tara would probably DM like the Kobold Press one if you think about it.
Yeah, the Kobold Press is actually pretty good stuff. But yeah, I mean, just to set the expectation for the game is that we're not going to go as hard as we would otherwise, just because I don't want to make it so that we get too far with a missing player. So, that being said, last time we picked up with you all meeting with Moira and Hugo. Hugo offering to pay what Moira was unable to pay for the eagle-eyed gem that she was looking for. You decided to keep the gem at that moment, head back to the guild, and ask for a little bit of guidance on what you should do with it. Hugo seemed a little bit annoyed at that point, but actually just walked off without saying anything. And after a bit of a back and forth with Quinn about the possibility that you all had made enemies of the Dryad and possibly Hugo, you eventually agreed to offer Moira the option of, for all intents and purposes, working as an indentured servant to the guild just to pay off her debt. And then if she declined, you would attempt to possibly sell the gem elsewhere, maybe to Hugo. Grix made the offer to Moira, who did accept and crafted him a nice little flower to put in his hair. She also gave 200 gold in addition to her service. And then after returning to Hemswick Hall with Moira, Quinn gave you a new job. It seemed that the established Thieves Guild of Rivengard was interested in stamping out their new rivals, the Magpies. And supposedly one of the Magpies was to be hung the next day in the government district. And that man's name is Bertrand Wynne. And you discovered would be the third time that he had actually been hung or hanged. Um, Previously, his cohorts had stolen his body after his death and had him resurrected in some way. Uh, Not exactly sure how it was pulled off, but you assumed that at that point they probably had a cleric or were paying a cleric to take care of that. So you did decide to go over to the government district outside of the watch's HQ to sort of scope out the scene, take a look at the gallows, look for possible sight lines. Quinn had made mention that the magpies were rumored to be hanging out in the sewers, so you looked for a way that they might be able to smuggle Bertrand's body into the sewers rather quickly. And you, with some very poor acting skills, I don't remember if I made you roll a performance check or not, but
Oh no, I
Oh.
purposely did it. It was awful.
yeah.
Yeah,
Me too.
Berlin pretty much said off the bat, it's like, yeah, I gotta go find my idiots. I'm gonna go down there.
Yeah, so you all went down to the sewers, which you were initially looking for. You found a well, which did not appear to be connected directly to the sewers, but you decided to go down to the sewers and take a look around. There, almost immediately, you encountered a large toad that swallowed Grix, and then Daniel went an odd direction and ran into a black pudding.
I
So
thought
that
you
was
said
good.
I thought you said we couldn't fit.
So you ended up defeating both creatures with minimal issue, and decided to continue forward. And noticed there was an opening to the surface about 40 feet above a large pool. So Grix sent his familiar up to fly up to the opening. There discovered that the opening was actually just at ground level, sort of obscured a bit by like bushes and shrubs, but did appear to be relatively close to the gallows themselves. Figure that might be a way that they could have done it. Verlon at that point also noticed that there was quite a bit of foot traffic in that general area, and so you continued going forward into the sewers with no plan whatsoever. And so from there, you ran into a large contingent of people hanging out in the sewers, assuming that they were members of the Magpies, though you had no actual way to confirm that. They attacked, and you started to fight them, but decided that it was probably not in anyone's best interest to fight to the death with these guys. So you made a tactical retreat and headed back to Hemswick Hall, and that is where we are right now. So at this point, it would be getting quite late in the evening, and it would be tomorrow afternoon that the hanging is to take place. The reason, because I didn't mention it in the synopsis here, that you were to be looking for Bertrand is that essentially he is someone that obviously is likely a somewhat high-ranking member in the Magpies, given the fact that he's been resurrected, not just some thug that they couldn't care less about. And he may have information that you could use to give to the quote-unquote true Thieves Guild. So whether or not you wanted to try and save him, or try and get his body, or to follow the Magpies to see what they do with his body, see if they even try to get him this time, all kinds of options that you have available to you.
So what you're saying is we should go back into the sewers and pick a fight.
You could certainly
Against
try.
some Herculean bandits. Holy shit, boy got shot in the eye.
That one died though.
Oh yeah.
So
She didn't die immediately. That didn't kill her. She died afterwards, but yes.
So I would suggest sleep, get up early. Would I know anything about where they keep prisoners before the public executions?
I guess you could do just a general intelligence check.
Ugh.
Yeah, Portland, you can do it.
I would say that
I have to do it before I roll.
Oh.
you know that just from general knowledge of the watch themselves that within their HQ they do have cells essentially. Um, I guess, for lack of a better term, in the basement,
Okay. So the stereotypical dungeon.
basically. Yeah,
Okay.
it is not a multi-story building though, so it's somewhat like a. Uh, it's not very. First of all, it's not very big. Um, this was not for most building, government style buildings and such. This is more like a little bit of a it's kind of like a little outpost almost, like as far as like the it's got like stables, it's got a little courtyard. um they actually even have a gallows inside um when it's not going to be a public execution. um
Okay.
they've got a little bit of barracks, and they're like a few they're not quite, I guess ramparts would be the best thing. They're like essentially walkways that would be considered like the second floor, I guess. But there isn't actually like a second floor that
Okay.
that you go inside of, but they do have like walls essentially that they can stand and look down.
So then, yeah, I would say we sleep, wake up early, try to see if we can find a way to get in to talk to it. If not, uh, look for a way to contact the Thieves Guild to give them a bit of a message of what we already know, and then figure out something else, whether it be following the body or whatnot.
I mean, we could also, while some people going to try and talk, station one or two people at the hidden hole
Mhm.
while the
True.
execution's happening.
I was, oh yeah, Grix would look at Caden and say, your god is against the undead, so perhaps you could say that you're going, uh, you were asked to go and give this prisoner his last rites, so you can make sure there is no chance of him coming back again.
Yes, if we're trying to gain an audience with him. Do you really think he'll talk?
People have a funny way of talking when the noose is around their neck, okay?
I would agree, but he's been resurrected and is probably pretty confident that it would happen again.
We have a bit of leverage that we can hold over him. We can tell him he's been in prison. He doesn't know that we didn't kill all of the people down in the sewers. If he thinks he may have nowhere to go or no rescue coming, it might persuade him.
I like the idea there, Grix. That's proper smart.
Yes, we could use what we've learned as leverage.
That's also assuming that they'll let you in, which I still doubt, but it's just something we could try.
Yeah, we could send Caden in, and I could persuade him to be, I could persuade him that I'm his bodyguard. Go in and see what we can find out.
And then that way, a couple of us can just stay around close to the area and keep an eye out for any sort of strange happenings.
It sounds like a plan for now.
Better to have him planned now, yeah?
I guess it depends on if it's a good plan or not.
Um, I was always much better at the actual planning than following through with plans. But I hope, and if it doesn't work, well, we can just do what we did yesterday again and just go with it.
They'll
Okay.
lean back like, your version of going with it ended up in the sewers. I ain't exactly a fan of that.
Well, you got cleaned up real quick afterwards, so it's okay.
Yeah, but Daniel gets this really disgusted face, like he's remembering the black pudding and the ooze and swimming through shit.
I was swallowed by a toad, and I didn't complain. It's gonna be some dirty things when you're doing stuff like this.
Things don't usually go to plan when on a hunt, so same with hunting people.
Well, I think that might be our best bet. So, Caden, if you have any way of your God helping, perhaps tonight would be the night to say your prayers.
I don't need to say my prayers. I mean, I'm gonna be helping him say his now.
I see what you did there.
Then,
Well,
yeah.
at least we got a plan. We can go with it. All right. How much time do we got till we gotta get there? I guess what time is it now? Yeah.
I mean, just going off how Matt was describing it, it seems like it's gonna be like noonish when the execution happens. Like I would assume kind of like midday, and we would have until that time, like wake up at like dawn. Or I'm sorry, yeah, dawn, and just go and see what we can do before it happens.
Yeah. I do have a think. Oh, I bit my tongue. I apologize. But would anyone care to join me for a plan B, just in case?
Plan B is sewers.
Well, Daniel kind of does like A, B, C. Oh, plan C then.
I did have
Sewers.
I did have a bit of a backup that would need your help, Pebble.
Okay.
When we were down there yesterday, I saw you were very good at throwing things, and you're the lady in the eye and everything.
I might have gotten lucky, but okay.
Well, I like I said, I can I can locate objects. So if I were to give you something that I'm familiar with, and you were able to either sneak up and put it in the man's pocket, or throw it at him or something when the rest of the people are throwing their vegetables and fruit, if we could get it to stay on him, I'll be able to find the body.
That sounds fun.
I was thinking just in case as well. We have our Miss Moira that's working with us now, and she's got her oil back. Shouldn't we ask her to spare a few birds once in a while to at least keep a bird's eye view, shall we say? Just in case.
You don't like birds?
No, we seem to have someone who thinks he's rather punny.
Yeah, hang around me enough, you're gonna hear a whole lot of puns moving, but that don't exactly change your point. We can have our Miss Moira keep an extra eye out, just in case. I'm on deck.
Do the same, and my owl can communicate with me.
That's good to know.
But won't an owl look rather strange outside when it's daytime?
I can take some time and change him into something a smaller bird for tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't know that he could be changed. Does Archie want to be changed?
I kind of look up at him, and he looks extremely happy and content just sitting on the table. He kind of looks and goes, I haven't had to change him often, so I guess I'll find out when I do. But if he doesn't like it, I can always change him back.
Well, as long as you don't go change them to nothing strange. We don't need more. We don't need parrots running around or anything.
I was thinking something small, like a sparrow or something like that.
Ooh, pigeons. Everybody loves pigeons.
Pigeons aren't sparrows,
No, I just felt maybe it might be less out of place.
but there's sparrows outside when it's daytime.
Fair point, but I guess, well, let's leave it to Grix. I can't claim to know how magic works.
Well, then, well, I guess we have our plan. I'm going to go and change Archie, and I'll go. Actually, I don't have the materials for it, so I will have to do it tomorrow when we wake up.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a potion before I go to bed.
Ooh. Alchemist tools?
Oh no, I can make mutagens.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot about that. Those kind of potions.
Yes, the fun kind.
Then, in that case, Grix just. I mean, we're all still at the tavern, right? Or did we go back to like an inn for overnight?
We're at tavern.
Yeah, well, the Guildhall Hymns would call.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he will just pull his put the two stools at his table together and lay down to go to sleep on them.
We have benches. We have booths.
There are many of you that are larger than me. I don't need one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take one.
You get dogpile on Grix there, Pebble.
No, thank you. He's on 2 stools. That doesn't seem safe.
All right. You heard the lady. No one kicked Grix's stool. All right. I'll do those drafts that we talked about, Matt, and that's should be that and get for a long rest.
Anybody else want to do anything? Unfortunately, I have to, as you guys have been doing, take your time because like the map that I had set up somehow lost all of the tokens that were on it. So when I pulled it up to like make sure that everything was set, it's just a blank map.
We can do theater of mind here a little bit, so that's fine.
I mean, I've had that happen when I was DMing so many times. The worst is when it's actually not like I'd rather have a whole map disappear than just like the light and shadows.
Yeah, so thankfully this one, what I didn't need dynamic lighting for this one, but like seriously, I had placed all these tokens, and when we get to the map, you'll see why this is a giant pain in the ass. But yeah, it's just really weird because all of your tokens were still there, all the player tokens, but all of the NPC tokens were missing.
Well, if you want, I could probably waste another minute or two.
Yeah, there you go. Keep going.
Well, I'm gonna be sat there, start getting my alchemy kit out to start making mutagens. Does Caden or Grix come along? Considering one of them has an interest in making poisons, at least.
I think that was Caden.
Not so much poisons, but yeah, I would
Like sedatives, it seems like.
I mean, I would assist.
And real quick, is this that night or is this the following morning?
I think it's at night.
Yeah, it's just a night.
Okay. Unless you're being overly loud, Grix is gonna just pass out.
Yeah, he was almost eaten.
Yeah, he's done for the day.
I got toted.
So, it seems you've been going around trying to pick up sedatives or poisons or whatever, priest?
Just sedatives. You know, it's they come in handy in a few particular cases.
Have much experience with making them?
Yeah, sedatives, herbal bombs, poultices, usually for taking care of the sick in a doctorly way.
Well, I can show you how to make some of these, but I would highly recommend to not consume them.
Oh, I'm not in the habit of consuming things like that.
Don't worry, it's not poison.
What is it?
It's a temporary modification to one's body.
What kind of modifications and how temporary?
The modifications are... Well, it depends on the recipe I use. And it can last for anything between an hour or till I take a significant rest. I can suddenly give myself the vision to see in the dark, but it comes with a downside.
Yes, I was expecting some form of side effects. What do you expect?
Oh, I know exactly what it will do. It means I'll have trouble seeing in the light.
Okay, and that's your night vision potion. What about other modifications, or is that the only recipe that you currently hold?
No, I hold a few, but depends on the situations.
Okay.
I can make myself completely immune to disease and sicknesses.
That one just kind of gets me to perk up a bit. Completely immune, you say?
Yes, but the side effect is not so fun, shall we say.
What's the side effect of that one?
Your physical strength, your ability to do things is greatly reduced. It forces your body to produce more to create the immunities, so your physical body is weakened.
Interesting. So if you were to take that while diseased, would it cure you?
It's a good question. I don't think
Yeah.
it would.
I don't think we talked about that, did we?
I think that's like mixing your liquors. Eventually, it's not going to end well for you.
I don't believe it would. I don't think it's a curative. It would.
It's
it
a
would keep you from
preventative.
getting. Yeah, you would get immunity to any further diseases, but I don't think it would cure any existing.
Would it keep it from like getting worse then?
I think it would. I think it would act. If it was a progressive disease, it would keep it from getting any worse. So like if it was, if you take this amount of fatigue or whatever, it would stop right there.
So it wouldn't help you if you were already ill, but it is helpful to stop you getting it in the first place.
Also, it's extremely dangerous to anyone who's not already accustomed and has trained to take them. So, like for Verlon, being a mutant himself and having taken those before, it could possibly kill a regular person who tried to take it. So there's also that side effect for other people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you can make that the guy just drink before he's hanging, just kill him immediately.
I kind of deflate a bit after hearing that, and how it can't cure ongoing diseases. How effective is it at any sort of magical disease?
it's immune. Or again, if you don't already have something, you are immune to diseases and sicknesses. You cannot become sick while you're under its effects.
And how would someone go about building up a tolerance in order to handle that sort of poultice?
Well, the only way known to me is to become someone like me.
So your solution is very, very selective.
In more ways than you could possibly imagine.
Interesting. I mean, I'd love to talk to you more about your potions. I'm mostly just inquiring, like, general. I don't know how familiar you are with like the actual chemical reactions and things like that that happen with the stuff that you mix.
Yes, we have to have a firm understanding of what can be mixed and how it reacts. That's how we're able to learn new mutagens or come up with new ones.
Interesting.
So, if you wish, on a later date, obviously, we have stuff to do tomorrow, you can try and pick up on some of my techniques. Obviously, the final product is not going to be helpful to you, but you may be able to glean something from it.
Absolutely. I always feel different schools in similar topics. Learning multiple schools can really help broaden your horizons and help you come up with some very interesting solutions.
Well, I'm glad I could offer at least some form of possible solution.
Yes, and even if it doesn't help me in particular, I'm sure it'll be useful one day.
Well, hopefully it doesn't get into the wrong hands.
Oh, I like to think that my hands are not the wrong ones.
Well, considering these have a negative side effects on me, they'd probably kill you. And he'll just smile at you.
Yes, well, I don't plan on dying anytime soon.
That's probably a good choice.
So, how did you come to be in your situation?
Oh, something happened when I was a child. I was rescued is the word I'll use, sure. And I was trained to be like this, body altered so I could take these substances and fight creatures.
And is that what you feel your purpose is? Simply to fight creatures?
Primarily, yes. I don't really need anything. So why not do what I'm good at? What I was quite literally built for.
Well, life is more about what you need. I mean, just to survive, you don't really need all of the luxuries that are provided even here. But what is it that you want to do? I mean, you've been gifted these powers, we'll call them, uh, and it seems like you're free to choose how you decide to use them.
Correct. That also lets me free to not choose.
That just kind of confuses me for a second.
Sometimes when people have too many choices, they are unable to make it. Sometimes it's better to take choices away to help people move forward.
Ah, yes, option paralysis. I'm familiar with the concept. But I mean, are you just going through the motions? Is there some goal that you're striving for? Certainly money isn't your only motivator.
No, I do have a goal, but money is quite nice considering what I'm trying to achieve.
And what would that be?
Oh, I purposely didn't answer.
So you just like continue to be quiet
Oh
and
no,
stare me down?
he quite literally said I purposely didn't answer.
I just kind of give a half smile.
Just remember, we've only known each other for a few days. I don't need to know your life story as you don't need to know mine.
That is true. I simply wish to provide any sort of wisdom to help guide your path. While I can't say I've shared many of the same experiences as you, I am a bit knowledgeable and might be able to provide advice.
While I
But
appreciate the offer, I have enough experience to make my own decisions. Thank you.
oh, of course, I wasn't questioning that. But I do appreciate you explaining your methods, and I look forward to learning more from you in the future.
Glad I could be of assistance.
And I'll give a slight nod as I stand up to go take a spot and fall asleep.
Alrighty.
Leave Verlin by himself, just staring at all of us idiots.
Didn't make that awkward at all, did I?
Nah, it wasn't that awkward.
All right. So does anybody want to do anything else?
No, I think we're all in bed. Resting-ish, at least, yeah.
I'm sleeping.
Pebble apparently changed benches.
Yep, she did.
All right. So we will have you all get your long rest.
Did we waste enough time, Matt?
Almost. I have one last thing that I need to update, and then I will be ready to go.
Well, then, in that case, in the morning, I will wake up as early as possible, and I want to, because I highly doubt any shops will be open if I wake up at like sunrise, right?
They probably, I mean, 7 a.m. ish would probably be when they would open it. Because it is again still like it's summer, so it gets
Yeah.
bright.
But in
relatively.
that case, can I go around, just walking around the area looking for places where people had fires to keep warm or whatever overnight, anything like that. Like, just whether it be on a street corner or anything like that. And I want to look for charcoal, see how much I can find of it.
Do an investigation check.
Weird thought, but does this does the tavern we're in right now, like the guild hall, actually have like a fireplace? Wouldn't they have charcoal? Well, never mind. I'm overthinking this.
This doesn't. I mean, the guild hall does not have a fireplace. It has a small little so down in the bottom left hand here, it's got a little bit of a an oven, I guess. But it's not in use because there hasn't really been anybody to use it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Quinn is not exactly a cook.
But I want to see if I could find, like, I'll literally wake up as soon as the sun comes up and walk around doing it as long as I could. And if I could find 10 gold worth, great. If not, I'll wait till the shop opens.
$10 gold worth sounds like a lot of charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I said he will walk around for as long as it takes or until the shop's open.
Little gnome with a sandbag full of charcoal.
I'd say you walking around town, just like picking stuff up off the, outside. You might find some like around people that have set fires and stuff to keep warm in the evening. Although it's again still pretty hot, so there probably wouldn't be much of that either. So I'll say that at this point you could probably get about 2 gold just walking around worth of charcoal.
Then I will probably be walking around until it opens, and I'll just buy the other 8 gold and find someone with a bronze brazier, and I will start to do my. I'll change him. I mean, it says a hawk is a tiny bird that, but I don't really know if I want to change it to a hawk or just like a regular. Could I just do it as like a common bird? Like, if I look up and see like crows or sparrows or whatever like that, can I just make it one of them?
Yeah, you can take a cue from your secret admirer and make a crow.
Sure.
Can you make a pigeon?
I just said a pigeon.
Can I just use the hawk's like character sheet? I'll just take off the eagle or the hawk vision, so I won't get advantage.
What are you turning it into?
Just a crow or whatever like that. Yeah.
Can I turn it into inconspicuous?
A crow would have you could just use the stats for a raven.
Okay, then that is what I will do.
The only difference, the stats of the raven minus mimicry because crows don't.
Yeah.
Mimic.
Okay. All right. Then that is what I will do, and I will. Once I finish, I will head back to the guild hall, covered in ash and charcoal.
I mean, can you carry all that charcoal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm thinking like a bag of charcoal for your grill.
Basically.
But how much would that be in gold, do you think? Like, how many bags of charcoal would you need for 10 golds worth?
Well, it also could be incense and stuff too, which I could have substituted in for some of the extra.
I'm kind of imagining like an old-fashioned 20-pound bag of charcoal almost. Like an old-fashioned 20-pounder.
Well,
yeah,
the gold is enough
18
for
to 20 pound is what you would normally is the bag you'd see to get for your grill is like 20 pounds.
Yeah, but I mean, a gold is what, like the monthly earnings of a normal person?
I think it depends on the setting, but
yeah, I mean, I would say it's probably a bit more than that because I tend to, because I don't like to use copper and silver very often. I tend to use gold as the sort of the default for things. So it would probably be a little. The cost of living and the cost of pay in this world is probably a little higher than the default D&D, but.
He'll manage to get it back, I'm sure. Because if he buys that much, they could probably deliver it, I imagine.
He'll drag it if he has to. He's really does not care about looking like a complete idiot. So yeah, I will do it. I will change the owl to a crow, and I will go back to the guild hall and see if everyone is awake or still sleeping.
Daniel's awake. He's kind of rubbing his eyes like, "Ugh."
Yeah,
Ah,
Villa would be awake.
these moans
So-
are killing me.
Just as a quick aside, I don't know the um, equivalent, but essentially, you'd be looking at, like, from just a quick glance of the internet, I found a 12-pound bag of charcoal for like $20.
Yeah.
I don't know the equivalent of gold to dollars in.
Somebody actually did that. So it turns out 6 gold pieces is like $5. I remember articles they made on that.
Is that real?
So
Really?
it's probably not. It
Yeah.
wouldn't probably. So 10 gold worth probably wouldn't be outrageously heavy. Is in the
Okay.
is it boils down to, I guess.
I gotta find the article now. I swear to God, I've read this. Anyway, Daniel's up. He's just gonna put a cigarette in his mouth, just kind of light it immediately. These mornings are killing me. I don't know how y'all can do this.
Practice.
I suppose, huh?
And I just wake up in the morning when the sun comes up.
I've been out walking around. I changed, and he just points to the crow up, like sitting in one of the windows or something.
Oh, is that Archie? He's gonna kind of rub his eyes again.
Yes. He's not extremely happy with it right now, but I told him that I'll change him back tomorrow.
Does he still have his hat?
Uh, sure. I mean, if I I kind of am doing it as like it's like a little thing I made. So yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, if it's the same, it's probably would be a little bit big on a crow versus an owl, but
Yep, but he's still it's still on him, like probably kind of like lolling down on the back of his head a bit. And he'll kind of get up and just say, "So, uh, what do we want to do first? Do we want to just go see if we could get Caden in to visit him?"
I
Okay.
think that might be the wise thing to do.
And I will be the look around person, I guess.
I'll stay with you and help look around and can I just look around? Can I find like a little like a little like butter knife or something?
Yeah.
All right. I'll look at it. I'll like kind of like study it for a second, and I'll walk up to Pebble and hand it to her and say, "Well, do you think you might be able to make this land somewhere that would stay on him, or sneak up and put it in his pocket?"
Maybe?
Knife in the eyeball. Oh God.
But I mean, it doesn't stick if it gets thrown at him unless it goes in his pocket.
Well, then maybe we
Maybe
could.
I should throw a booger at him.
I don't know how far that would travel, but well, we're going to be asked to throw rotten vegetables at him. Perhaps we can do it with that. If
Okay.
you could find one and make it stick to him.
I'll throw multiple things at him and maybe one of them will stick.
Yeah, good. Nice.
Out of character, I know Vix isn't here, but I feel like Daniel would ask what her plan is. But then I guess how do we handle that? What's the in-character reason?
Next week.
Yeah.
we don't,
or
really,
have
I mean,
her-
we don't like. I
Like she
mean,
just kind of is like taking a step back. Just yeah.
Well, Caden mentioned that that, and she didn't give us any clues of specifically what she wanted to do. But I mean, I think that it's she could have volunteered to say, I have, some possible contacts that I can go and talk to while you guys go and see if you can get in to talk to him.
Okay.
See if she could maybe find some other way to get access to him, and then we just won't hear back from her until next week.
Fair enough. I started to make sure that was the in-character thing going on there.
It was either going to be that, or I was going to have Quinn like ask her to do something for him. I don't know that it'll matter that much either way, but
Nothing
I
wrong with that.
mean, she could be trying to find. What was the woman's name? Ada. Yeah, Ada. Because Ada's left a few days ago, right? And hasn't like kind of left in a bit of a huff.
Yeah,
from
but
what Quinn was.
Quinn knows where she went. He didn't tell you guys
Oh,
where
okay.
she went, but yeah, he knows where she was going.
Never.
He was annoyed that she was choosing to. As a side note, now, as another annoyance, Roll20 has decided to lose all of your default tokens. So when I drag them over to the map, they're all just blank. Like, so all of your dark vision's gone. I hate Roll20 so much.
Mm-hmm.
It infuriates me.
I don't.
You're fine.
We can make it work. It's fine.
No, it's fine. You won't even need it for what it was. Just more of a. I just hate Roll20 because it's just the worst thing ever. But
Oh shit. Okay. Speaking of, I lost my vision. I'm scared.
Well, as it stands, so 2 of you are going in to try and talk to him, correct?
Yep.
If that's the case, I will stay outside with the gnomes and keep an eye on the hidden hole.
All right.
I can also look down in without going down into the sewers and see if those people are still there.
Well, I would think, what's a backup plan if they happen to change shift? Because we did kind of blow one of theirs away, and kind of got a bit violent with one of them.
That would be where we try to make sure we can keep track of the body.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna throw stuff at him.
okay, so who's going to the headquarters to try and talk to make your way in to talk to the
That would
dude?
be a Caden and a Daniel, I believe.
Yeah, Grix would suggest that they all go, but they split up before, and they just stay looking out, like probably within eyesight of the outside of that building. So it's like not a complete split. And he'll say he'll have Archie on like the place where you can fall down into.
I tried to see if I could change token because I thought I fixed it. Now I'm blind. Oh boy, that's all right.
So what happened? You can't see anything on your token now.
Yeah, we're still on the tavern map, I think. But I tried to see if I could fix it myself because there are ways to do that, but now I can't see the tavern map.
Oh yeah, because on this map, I had it was separate. It wasn't your default tokens.
Oh, got it.
Wait, are we still supposed to be on the tavern map?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I still can't see anything, but I can at least see my token.
Grix is gonna walk up to Pebble and just say, "Well, also, if we could find something that you can throw, perhaps we can find a way to make it sticky and stay on him."
Okay. We can put it in honey.
Yeah, that could work. Yep.
All right. So can everybody see the map right now? Can you see your?
Yes.
Yep.
Caden, can you see everything still?
I see the tavern.
Yep. That's where we
And
are
you-
still.
And yeah, that's where we are. And so you can still see your token too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. right, so I hate humans and their no dark vision.
You're welcome.
It just makes dynamic lighting a pain in the ass because it's like I either have to make you like carry stuff around or just like give it to you anyway. It's
Well,
like,
I've got a lantern, so you can say I've got light on me.
well, but the main thing is that like it's partially just because of the way that like dynamic lighting and Roll20 works anyway. So like I want to be able, like, it's daytime, but I want to be able to like dynamically close off rooms and stuff. But if I don't do the global illumination thing, which would allow the humans to see, I have to give you dark vision so that you can see, or vision of some kind, just so that you can see in the daytime. It's just irritating. So anyway, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to move everybody over to the headquarters map. And I know that you're not technically all going in. Oh no, it's you guys are. But I'm moving you there so that you guys can kind of like see
What the hell we're doing, yeah.
This
So-
is black for me.
I can see it.
I can see it.
I
but,
see it.
Am I like in a wall or something? No, I can.
So you can move your token, but then you can't see. That's weird.
It is weird. Because you have dark vision and it is set up.
I mean, I see everyone's token. I just cannot see anything else. It's a black rectangle.
And everybody else can see.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh my god, I hate Roll20.
Is this
so
your way of telling me that you're gonna blind?
All right, so essentially though, for the rest of you, or for the two of you essentially that are here, that wall sort of in front of you, like the door, like that's above you. So the door is in front of you. I didn't want to actually like block off the thing, so you can't actually see those two guards right now. You're essentially standing at the door right now. I know that you can see past that, but you can't.
Yeah. So I'll knock on the door.
All right.
Boy there. Daniel will call inside, kind of keep it next to him.
Griggs
Michael.
isn't a gnome anymore. He's a
That was
giant.
huge. Because by default, it's 100 instead of 70.
I like the
So
little.
yeah, they do open up the door. They walk up and ask you to state your business.
I've been sent by the family and friends of the prisoner to perform last rites before his hanging.
Sort of looks over the other guard. And then back to you. What prisoner?
Out of character. What was his name again?
We would know his name, but then,
Roll a memory check. No, Bertrand Wynn is his name.
There you go.
I'm here to see Bertrand win.
And he sort of snorts like, that guy doesn't have any family or friends. Especially friends.
Well, he's got the one. Pardon me, I'm just the bodyguard for the priest here, but we got our orders. Matter of fact, we got another one right across the town from the way. If you let us in, do our job, I'm sure we could all get paid today and just go home.
Yeah, this guy's had his last rites read to him already. This is the third time he'll be dying.
Third time. We were lied to, boss. He looks to Caden. Well, here's the thing. We ain't allowed to leave till we at least do something. Would you at least let us in just to smack some oil on his forehead and go?
I want to go on kind of a a rant about like Bible passages or whatnot to kind of just like, oh, if he's died, my understanding is that he has died each time and that he was resurrected. In which case, I'm trying to kind of bullshit this, but just like the last rites were effective for that instance of his death, but another rite should be performed before this one.
Yeah, Daniel kind of wins after he kind of says what he says, and he starts going around. He goes, "Okay, all right, boss, wait, calm down. All right." He looks at the guard like asking for help. Like, look, you started this. You started this. I want you to know this. Look, calm down, boss. He looks at the kid. It's like, look, just let us in. Trust me, he could keep this up for days. He has before.
Do a religion check.
Ooh, all of us, both of us.
No, just Caden.
Not bad.
And he kind of glazes over a little bit and looks a bit bored, but he's like, "Who sent you?"
We were approached by someone that claimed to be his friend and just wished for him to receive his last rites before he was hanged. Um, being from the Church of Kalimvor, we very much believe this to be an integral part to the passing over of a soul into the afterlife.
Dana gives this very exaggerated sigh. He goes, "He's bound by confidentiality. I'm just a bodyguard. I ain't." The man who said this, his name was Matthias Carter. He claimed to be a friend, asked if he could do rights. That's why we're here.
I just kind of glare at Daniel.
What? You're bound by privilege. I ain't. I'm just a hired gun.
Do a persuasion check.
Between these two, is there any
With-
advantage?
with-
You're the one who made up the name, so you got to do the persuasion check.
Oh wait, persuasion or deception? I'm sorry.
I mean, I guess deception. I guess. I mean, they're kind of similar in the same. I mean, you're trying to do both technically.
Fair enough. That's why I wanted to make sure that distinction first. 1 second. Oh, not great.
Yeah, not good. Mike, can you still not see?
No. Everything's
Yeah.
black.
That makes no sense to me. The guard is not overly convinced at this point, and he's like,
Daniel
come back
sort
with
of,
he's like, come back with an official writ or something, guys. Like, I mean, he's. I mean, we don't normally let anybody in to talk to the prisoners, And you can tell that he doesn't really care that much, and he's just trying to like get you guys to leave.
Daniel rolls his shoulders like, it's like, I get it. We all get paid. That was the name I was given. Frankly, I don't blame you for thinking it's a bunch of horseshit. But again, I get paid by this guy, jerk some kid, and trust me, I'll be having scripture studies for a week, staying upright. So look, is there anything we can work out? Because I just want to go home and sleep after this job. Just ask, like, is there anything we can do? Because I gotta let this guy in. I'm getting paid by him,
If that was your friend that was facing certain death, wouldn't you want his last rites performed? Wouldn't you wish for his soul to safely pass over into the afterlife to meet whatever god he prays to?
This guy, he's not
His
worth it, man.
crimes are not for us to judge. Kalimvor will see that he is properly held accountable for everything that he has done in this life.
And he sort of chuckles like, I haven't done a very good job so far.
I just kind of give like a shrug, like, yeah. Human intervention can be difficult to work around. Hopefully, this time his death will remain permanent.
he's like, look, it's not up to me. Just go talk to the boss, and he lets you guys come in, and he's gonna leave because he can't really take it, or he can't make the decision himself. But
Daniel will hand one guard each. It's kind of this look of thank you, we appreciate it. No matter no matter what happens, we appreciate you at least helping us out. He'll give them one cigarette each.
nice.
At least like a general,
So-
like thanks guys. You know, I'm getting paid here. This is horseshit. You know, there you go.
So he's leading you guys this direction over here. And you can see that he comes up to these other guards and he just sort of nods at the makes I'm taking these guys through, so he sort of announces himself, says Marshall, these guys want to talk to you. And Daniel is from neither are either of you from here?
Daniel
remember.
is. I am not.
Daniel's he grew up part way through the city, but he wasn't born here at least.
All right, so it's Grand Marshal Hayden is the head of the watch. So that's who it is, sitting at this desk, this raised little platform here. He nods at the other soldier, and then he takes off and returns back to his post. And you can see that Marshal Hayden here is doing some paperwork. Seems quite busy at this point. And he just sort of like raises an eye to you as he's continuing to write. Doesn't say anything, just sort of like looks for a second, like waiting for you to talk. He doesn't really make any introductions or anything, or ask who you are.
Hello, sir. I am a priest from the Church of Kelemvor. I've been sent by the friends and family of fuck. What's his name again? I gotta write.
It's been Bertrand Wynn. There, I was gonna say.
I've been sent by the friends and family of Bertrand Wynn to perform last rites before his hanging.
Daniel like lift finger, like kind of like making X to family, and go friend, like hold one finger, because like just keep him mouth shut. His gun probably exposed, so he's making it obvious he's a guard or hired bodyguard.
And he just sort of like he looks up first, says
Oh, I rolled 20 crashed.
it's already been done once. Didn't take.
Yes, well, you see, the last rites were effective for that instance of his death, and it is unfortunate that he was resurrected, but last rites should still be performed again, and I'll kind of start going into the same spiel I gave the guard on the way.
Daniel will
Okay.
give us this look of disdain, like, boss, you've already done that outside. Do we really need to... Oh, fuck, here we go.
Yeah, do another religion check.
Sure, hold on. Are we still in the same spot, or
What do you mean?
the map went black for me?
Yeah, my roll 20 crashed. Next thing, the map kind of went.
So roll 20 is acting really stupid tonight for some reason.
It did the same for me, by the way.
Yeah, so Viral and 2 and Pebble. Damn, all of us, really? Like, except for... Hey!
There we go. It's back.
Bravissimo.
Yeah, that's a 21 on that religion check, by the way.
Okay, can everybody else can everybody see again? What the hell's going
Yes.
on?
No, I've still got black.
Refresh, that's what I did.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
sure.
need to see
Oh, no,
right
I'm
now.
back.
Well, you don't, but
He's got potions for dark vision.
I think Rob's recording, though, might be the trick.
Oh no, it's as if I got transitioned back to the map because now I can see it.
that's so weird. Okay, anyway, Marshall Hayden himself is somewhat religious. Does not follow Kellenvor himself, but he just sort of looks up and sighs, like, can you get your god to just take him this time so that we don't have to deal with this fucker anymore?
I certainly hope so. I find his constant resurrections a bit of a blaspheming of my god's ways.
Daniel grins like, again, I'm just a paid guy, but it makes me feel any better if we could skip the hanging and I can just kill him now. Up to you, Marshall.
He sort of smiles a little bit, but says, we'll take care of it."
Fair enough, then don't say I didn't offer.
And he whistles for a guard to come in. And rather than mess around with the map anymore at this point, I'm going to have them take you downstairs, and I will move the map. So in this instance, everybody but Caden and Daniel, it should go black for you guys, but the two of you should see in a moment. So the bottom left-hand side is where you should be.
I see blackness.
Oh, I forgot.
Me too.
Your tokens by default don't have dark vision because you're fucking humans. Hold on.
Look, you could just grant all humans dark vision in your world.
I'm tempted
Or
to,
I would
honestly.
say you turn dynamic lighting off, or at least for like this kind of area, I guess.
Yeah, but that's
Or,
the problem.
I mean,
I need
My
to
fix
have.
for it was making a token of a torch, and I just would let players pull it out.
All right, can you guys see now?
Yes.
So you guys are technically on stairs going down.
Yeah, come in like, holy shit, it's dark down here. Hey, fellas.
Mm. So they point you to the bottom. So down here. So right there. I'm gonna remove it. Just I left some of them open, but I'm just gonna they are technically they're the wooden doors with the slats that are opened, so you can see. But that's the cell that he's in back to your left there.
That first one.
Yeah. So he's right here.
That one.
No, it's down here. So these are. So I'll open up some of the other just so that you. So like I'll move him out of the way. But like see, these are like little cells that. Yeah. So he's in there, but there's no the door. I can't the doors don't show up very well. So I had.
Yeah, no, you're good.
We're good. It's fine. We're good.
So essentially, like the guards will come by and sort of just like open up the slat so that you can talk to him. They do not open the door for you, however, and they will not open the door for you.
That's fine.
Do they kind of like walk off and
Nope,
give
they
us?
stay right there in that table. They're playing cards.
Well, but I guess are they far enough away to where we can converse with this guy without them hearing?
Nope. You could probably whisper a few things and they may not hear you, but you definitely couldn't speak in a normal tone without them hearing you because they're literally like 10 feet away from you.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. Would you mind giving us some privacy? Part of the last rites involve a confession, and it wouldn't be appropriate for others to hear.
And to make it up to you, how about I give you a nice helping hand? You'll toss 4 gold pieces into their poker pot, just try to give Caden a hand just to get him out.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. We got a job to do.
That's fine. Big Egg looks at Caden's like, well, like what do we do?
Well, I'm gonna go through the motions of performing last rites on him. I'll introduce myself to him. Hello, Bertrand. Bertrand. I don't know why I keep fucking that up. Hello, Bertrand. I've been sent by your friends and family to perform last rites.
He sort of just raises an eyebrow at you. Doesn't say anything. He just kind of has a little bit of a obnoxious little smile on his face.
I'm just gonna start going through the motions of performing last rites, and at certain points in the ceremony, try to converse with him. Hold on, I'm trying to see what's involved in all this.
So, what languages do the two of you speak?
Common and Dwarvish for Daniel.
Oh goodness. Common, Draconic, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Halfling.
Oh, damn, so he can good talk in Dwarvish. Awesome.
So, I mean, just as a thought to metagame, you could attempt to try and speak to him in a different language.
No, that's true. Considering the guards are overhearing, I would ask Bertrand if he speaks another language that we may perform his confession in, so others don't hear.
And believe it or not, he actually does speak Halfling, which is a very uncommon language overall. Halflings generally only speak it around each other. He's
Then
not a halfling, though, by the way. He's a human.
okay, I will go on to converse with him in half. Hello, Bertrand. I wish to get some information from you before you're hanging.
Oop. No, sorry.
And he's like, such as.
Well, I've been sent to liaison with the Magpies, but I'm having a bit of difficulty tracking your friends down.
Would be pretty bad at their jobs if you could find them easily.
I'll give a slight chuckle. That would be the case. It seems that they are better than I've been led to believe. And I know you go through the motions of, the hangings and whatnot, and you must be someone pretty high up there to get resurrected in such a way constantly. I'm sure it's a very expensive ordeal.
You'd be surprised.
Daniel's gonna go over and ask if you can play cards. Kind of give this like mercenary, like I ain't paid enough to be around this. And general plan here in the back of his mind is try to be loud and distract these guards while playing, so Caden can try to get some information out of him.
Yeah. I guess just do a performance check. It doesn't really matter.
I
They'll let
mean,
you play as long as you put some gold in. They'll let you play.
For right now, 2 gold pieces as a buy-in for the pot.
Okay.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of get the whoop and holler like, woohoo! All right, nice job. Next hand. Come on now.
So the reason I wish to get in contact with your superiors is because the Thieves Guild has put a hit out on the Magpies. I wish to see if there's some form of assistance that I can provide. And quite frankly, you're going to need our help if you're hoping to be resurrected again. I imagine that the open calling from the Thieves Guild will draw many many people that wish to see you hanged properly this time in order to try to find your compatriots.
Well, if that's the case, I'm willing to do it for real this time.
To be hanged properly?
Not going to give up my compatriots.
I'm not asking you to give them up. I just wish to find some way to contact them. I wish to perhaps work with them in order to further my own goals.
So, do you have a symbol of Kellenborg that's visible at all?
I would have a holy symbol, and I would occasionally wave it around and speak in some prayers or whatnot.
He kind of takes a look at it and says, "Well, barking up the wrong tree with that, and points to your holy symbol. He
Why
says,
do you
see,
say that?
we're religious folks ourselves, but
I'm just like
mask.
connecting dots in my head, and I'm wondering, you know, what
So
which
what?
patron do you follow?
So he raises he pulls up the sleeve of his tattered sort of like prison garb, and you can see that he has like a, a crudely made tattoo that is essentially it looks like basically just looks like a mask. Um, and I guess do a religion check. In your case, do a religion check with advantage. Um, it is like it's mask, like that is like mask is the deity of thieves, basically, um the patron saint of thieves, so to speak. um so you recognize the symbol of mask.
How does my god conflict with yours? I simply wish to see your soul ushered into the afterlife properly.
Well, you seem to be a so Kellenvor is what is do you know what alignment Kellenvor is?
I think
True
it's
neutral.
like
True neutral?
I can't remember if it's lawful neutral or true neutral, but yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember either.
Yeah, lawful neutral. There you go.
Mask is chaotic neutral.
seeing as this may very well be your last hanging. Is there anything, any unresolved grievances or regrets that I might be able to help you with?
Well, I'm not particularly concerned about this being the last time, but if what you say is true, and that maybe they won't be able to bring me back, no regrets.
Somebody wishes for this to be your last hanging and are using it to try to find your friends. I have heard rumors that they have already found where your body is supposed to be dumped for collection. Certainly, without your friends knowing this, they would be walking right into a trap.
Well, I have confidence in our, and he sort of says it in a way that seems odd. But he says, "I have confidence in our guild leader."
Who is your guild leader? Are they a famous thief or criminal like yourself? I'll just kind of smile to, you know, trying to butter him up a bit.
Yeah, do a persuasion check real quick. I mean, you can see that it affects him a little bit. You can see that he does have a little bit of high opinion of himself. You kind of get the. I mean, I'm not going to go into like we'll say there was a little additional conversation going on here as well, just to so that we don't spend a ton of time with it. But you kind of get the idea that he kind of relishes this sort of reputation that he's acquired now. That he's sort of gained his own sort of um, celebrity for being someone who has been killed and brought back and killed and brought back, and um, he seems to kind of enjoy it. But all that he's willing to tell you is that his the guild leader goes by the Seeker.
I appreciate the assistance. Are you sure there's nothing I can do for you before you're
Well,
hanging?
I do hope that you'll be there to watch the show.
I just kind of smile, and then I'll continue performing last rites and finish it up.
Daniel takes that as a clue. It kind of stands up and goes, "All right, boys. Looks like my boss is doing. Glad to get out of your hair. Thanks for the game." And unfortunately, Matt, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask: does Daniel win any money at the poker game?
Since we didn't actually play it out,
That's up to you guys. I was curious.
yeah, I'm just trying to think about what we could do. Just do a.
Are you cheating? First
No,
question.
no. Daniel will not cheat at poker. Weirdly enough, he wouldn't.
Just roll a d20.
1 for the money, 2 for the show. Holy shit. Okay.
And you put in 2 gold. Yeah, I'll say that you made 5 gold.
Hey. Okay.
So technically you made 3 gold because you got your 2 back and you
Yeah,
you got an
net
extra 3.
gain. Yeah. So Pat Gobuck kind of banging his head. I was like, "Hey, so the game, that was fun." They go over to
They
Cade.
sound like grumble a little bit as you took their money, but
Everything all right, boss man?
Yes, I believe we're done here. And I will just kind of make my way out at this point.
all
Yeah.
right.
Daniel follow. Yep.
Jump back to the other one. I'll move you guys back to the entrance there. If there's anything else that you were wanting to do, or if you wanted to just head out, you can do so.
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'd try to reconvene with everyone.
And I would say that at this point, you probably have maybe 3 hours before the hanging.
As we're like walking, as we're like on watch outside, are there any like, I'm assuming this is going to be like a big like gathering. Are there people like setting up carts or anything like food or anything like that? Like I know you said there was going to be vegetables and stuff, but is there anything that's like, like sweets and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to buy something that like, I mean, whether it be like something that's like equivalent to like gum where you could chew it and get it sticky, or like Pebble suggested like honey or something like that, just something that I can make something sticky with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's like caramel apples and stuff that would be quite sticky.
Perfect. I will buy 2 of them. I'll throw the guy, like, not even asking how much it is, I'll just throw him 2 gold. And I will go back to Pebble, offer her one, and take the other one and like just start like scraping off the stuff. And I have actually 5 vials on me. I'm gonna just scrape it off into one of the vials, like everything.
Thank you. Pebbles just starts eating it.
Well, thank you for offering me as well.
Sorry,
he
she holds up the half-eaten one to him.
Well, no, he actually, after he's done scraping it off, he hands you that one.
It's you did get one, and then just
caramel
keeps eating.
apple minus the caramel.
I thought Pebbles was gonna like give him the half-eaten one and then take the new one.
No, she likes the caramel. It's sweet.
I'm fine. I was joking with you, Grix.
All right. And then he'll look at everyone and say, "Does anyone have something that's would be good enough for her to throw, but also something that I would be able to locate afterwards?"
What about a button?
Would that be heavy enough for you to actually throw it and make it stick?
I have no idea.
I have a crossbow bolt.
That would be too obvious, right? Or maybe nobody cares?
Well, I think people might care if the man who's supposed to be hung is shot with an arrow.
Uh,
I have
Or,
a copper piece.
I can throw money.
Yeah, I'm gonna move you guys just to the main map for now.
I'll pull out, say, 5 to 10 copper pieces and offer them across.
He looks at me and he goes, well, the thing with that is it's not very specific. If I try to find a copper piece, it could get quite distracted with how many are around.
I will carve a cross into a coin. Is this more specific?
It's possible. I was thinking, you know what? Yeah, sure. We could use that. And I'll grab actually 2 of the coins and I'll hand the one without a cross in it to Pebble and say, just see how far you can throw this. And I'll just point to like a wall that there's not, like, she looks like she won't be able to hit anyone to throw it at.
Okay. She attempts to throw it.
Athletics check. Oh god. Next thing it goes over Billy, hits some poor bastard in the eye.
Isn't it like a ranged weapon check without or with disadvantage since it's improvised?
No, improvise just means you don't get your proficiency.
Oh, okay.
I guess we'll just
I
hope
don't
that-
know, Matt, would it be a strength or dex? Because it's not like she's trying to throw it like. Actually, I don't know. It would be kind of how Pebble would want to throw it.
So what exactly are you trying to do with this throw?
I'm kind of trying to get her to judge how far she could throw something or throw the coin.
I mean,
And accurately.
if your distance, if your attempt is to throw as far as you possibly can, it would be strength.
And how close did it say it looked like?
Oh, wow.
How close did it say? Did you say it looked like we could get to the stage, like, or to the gallows?
Probably about 40 feet. I mean,
Alright.
you could probably get a bit closer if you pushed your way into the crowd.
Okay. Well, then I'll take her about 40 feet away from the wall and hand her another.
I mean, that's just amazing. I get the image of she throws the coin, it hits the floor and hits her in the head.
Yeah, she like drops it and it like pings off the wall and then smacks her in the nose.
Her hand was too sticky; it just stuck to her hand.
Yeah, she's just flailing her hand around. Just a sec. Let me try again. I swear I can do this sometimes.
Would you like me to try and throw it?
Sure.
No. I swear I can do it. And she just grabs or attempts to grab the coin from Verlon.
She rages.
Yeah, just start glowing in the middle of the street.
Cast firebolt, you know, this is good stuff.
I can do it. Will you let me?
How about we both throw a coin?
Okay, whoever gets it furthest gets to do it.
Sure.
Okay. She now
Pebble has
rages.
no luck.
Coins
Oh,
are not
God.
very aerodynamic.
Oh god, she rages. Oh no.
What happens?
What happens?
Rages when she loses a game.
You
Yeah.
wait,
You
have
cast
advantage
fireball on yourself.
You have advantage on rage on the strength checks though. That's so would that be a 16
Yeah, now
for
she
Pebble?
has
or
advantage.
Would that be a 19 for Pebble, or she's rage like?
Oh no, this is after.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Roll a d4.
Oh god. Oh god.
And now roll a d8.
Are we all gonna die?
No, wait. What's your rage damage?
It's 2.
Okay, so roll 2d8.
So
So
that's
I
just
roll one more d8.
Yeah.
So add it to the 2. Okay. So, as you rage, get all excited, you conjure an intangible spirit in unoccupied spaces within 30 feet of you. Each spirit, which in this case is only one, because that was the 1d4, could have up to 4 of them. This spirit immediately flies 30 feet in a random direction, and at the end of your turn, it explodes and does 5 damage to each creature within 5 feet of the spirit. They have to succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 5 force damage.
So we all basically need to. Okay.
Well, so again, where were you doing this? Did you go to the square?
No, we were near the building, like somewhere within eyesight. So when she was throwing, she wouldn't hit anyone. So it's not like we're in the middle of a big group of people, I hope. But I mean, it's not like we're actually trying to hide or anything either.
All right, so
I mean, I'll make the deck save if I don't mind taking
no. Here, I'm gonna we'll do it this way. Daniel is 1, and Caden is 2, and Verlon is 3. Pebble herself will be 4. Grix will be 5, and no one will be 6. So Pebble, roll a d6.
Really?
So Grix,
Really?
roll a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
You can do a portent, I guess. But
No,
we'll see
fuck
happens.
that.
Oh no.
Yep.
So 5 points of force damage as she rages. Also make your throw on your rage, right?
Poor Pebble.
So she throws it again. It's stuck to her hand. She gets even more angry. A terrifying spirit bursts out of her, and you try to jump out of the way, Grix, and instead you get knocked back with force damage and fall on your back, and take 5 points of damage.
And meanwhile, Pebble is just trying to throw coins that is failing miserably.
Oh,
It's okay. Get all the bad rolls out now.
Griggs kind of like just does like the Undertaker sit up, grabs his hat, and just like kind of looks around and says, "So Verlin will be throwing the coin."
No, I can do it. I can do it.
Would you like to go again?
No.
Do Caden and I do Caden? Do those two just come out? Do Caden? Okay, all right. Were the people that were in the jails come out here just like boom? And there you go.
They're near the square, though. I don't think they're by the jail.
I mean, we'll assume that you guys went down like an alleyway, essentially.
Yeah. All right. I'll look at them and I'll just say, well, how about you can both throw one, and whichever one sticks, I'll be able to find.
And I guess that's okay. And she deflates as her rage ends.
I mean, if you wish, you can stick it to Pebble, and I can just throw Pebble.
I was actually, I mean, I could make her, or myself, extremely small to go and sneak and put something onto him. But I think the throw will work.
Very well.
All right, so you guys have, like I said, about 3 hours. Is there anything that you wanted to do, or are you just going to kind of hang around until everything kind of starts?
I have a quick question for you, Matt.
Yep.
I'm going to roll something to you, so you could read it, and like just a roll to you, and tell me if that would work still if the person were to die.
Don't forget your portents.
Like, would that? I'm talking mainly about. Obviously, I'm sure you'll see the cannot hide from you and stuff. Or would that end when he died?
Hmm.
I mean, because it's one of those things where it just doesn't specify. So it's kind of just whatever you decide.
I'd like an arm wrestling contest with Pebble.
Okay.
Yeah, get her mad again. She'll fucking blow me up.
As long as it's you and not me. So have you stopped raging yet?
Yep.
Is it going to be athletics or just a strength check?
We'll do athletics. Yeah!
Oh.
Yeah! Pebble gets
She has
very
very
excited.
little leverage with those short, tiny little arms.
I did it!
You are quite strong.
I am. Most of the time. Sometimes. Grix, I did it!
Very strong, but can't throw for shit.
Yeah, Matt. The part that I was because it says you know the target's location until the spell ends. So I
Yeah,
mean,
so
I
I
am
feel
targeting
like-
him, but I don't.
I feel like you. I think you would. I think
Okay.
you would.
Okay, then Grix has his plan. Yeah, Grix just kind of looks at them and he goes, I actually have a different idea, rather than throwing. More more likely to succeed.
That doesn't seem as fun.
Um, I mean, you can still throw many things at him.
Okay, that
There just will
seems
not
fun.
be any pressure for you to throw a sticky coin.
I can throw a sticky coin anyway, just in case.
To be fair,
Sure.
she's not going to hit him even if you give her 100 coins.
I beat you in an arm.
Yes.
She just
And
grins.
he'll look at these two and he'll just say, I'll tell you the plan when the other two get here. And since we're kind of near the square, looking around where she pointed out 3 roofs, what's the closest one to the gallows? Is there any I can get within like 60 feet of the guy?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll go to the square. We'll walk around for a few, waiting for the other two to catch up to us, and I'll just kind of wait and keep an eye out for them to flag them down when they're coming.
All right.
My roll 20 throws, of course. Can't do anything.
So once we arrive, I'll just kind of relay the information. So Bertrand was very difficult to try to convince, even though he believes that there's a chance that he might not be resurrected from this one. He is unwilling to give up his comrades.
The sad part is that's kind of respectable. Daniel kind of shrugs with that.
Well, it's okay. Still gathered good information, and I have a way that I should be able to track him indefinitely
And I practice throwing coins.
and beat him, and points at Verlin in arm wrestling.
Yeah, I did. Daniel, do you want to arm wrestle me?
Do we really? I wouldn't mind necessarily, but do we really have time, Devil?
We got an hour, maybe
A
Couple hours.
2.
2 hours.
All right, fair enough. Come on, Devil.
Can I spend a couple hours to go to the local library and see if I can find any sort of layouts or whatnot of the sewer? Basically, any information on the sewer, like construction-wise, or see if I can deduce any sort of passages that might be commonly used by the magpies.
You could, but I would say you would need to do an investigation check at disadvantage only because it would probably take some time, like significant amount of time because the majority of the libraries that would have that type of information would be in a completely different district. So you would need to go to the essentially the academic district where like all the colleges and stuff are. And so they would have that type of information, but it wouldn't necessarily be something that you could do quickly.
Okay, no, I understand. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to find a way to spend a couple hours before the hanging, so I would go on to do. You said investigation at disadvantage.
Well, while they're doing this arm wrestling, I'm gonna approach Caden and I'll look at him and say, my new plan, and he'll point to the roof that's close enough and say, I have a spell that will, I, regretfully, will hurt the man, but he's going to be dying anyway, so not really too bad. But it'll allow me to make sure I know where he is, no matter what, as long as he doesn't leave this plane of existence.
That's an option. If you don't mind, could you show me to a library? I would like to try to see if I can find the layouts of the sewers or whatnot. After speaking with him, my concern is whether, with all the people that are going to be gunning for him, whether or not he's ever going to make it to the sewer. And even if he does, considering our escapades yesterday, his friends might think it too dangerous to try to recover his body this time around.
Well, no matter what, even if another group does claim him, we can still follow them. I will be able to find him.
Okay. No, that would definitely be a useful thing to have on hand.
I can bring you. I'm very familiar with the. Although there's more than just the sewers that you've seen. So the blueprints get to be quite complicated.
Okay. Well, maybe you can assist me.
Sure. Would I have any idea how long it would take to like walk there and come back? Like how long the walk would be to the college district, like educational district? Do I think we would have time to go actually do any research and get back in?
I think we got like a 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Ish.
But big city. I mean, if it takes us a half hour, 40 minutes to walk there, and then another half hour, 40 minutes to walk back, that would leave us with like half hour. So
Yeah, I mean, basically that's kind of what you're looking at.
yeah, he'll fill him in on that and just say, we can definitely look after, but if we were to walk all the way there, we wouldn't get back in time.
Okay, I appreciate the advice.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that, like, depending on what happens, it's something that
Could be very useful.
could be very useful, right? But you would just have to, when you had time to do it, it would be useful.
So yeah, so as they're all like doing their arm wrestling and stuff, I'm gonna look at everyone else. I'll fill them in on my plan too. I'll look at them and say, I'm gonna be up there. I'll have Archie over here, and like he'll be in like perched up on like a little window or roof or something that overlooks where he can see into the hole, like so where he could possibly be thrown down. And then I'll look at the others and say, where do you all plan to stay?
I plan on throwing stuff at him.
Yes.
I will stay in the crowd with Pebble.
And as you guys are sort of discussing this, I mean, you can start to hear the hustle and bustle of people moving towards the square. You start to hear like the people who are selling, fruits and vegetables and food and things like that. You hear them start yelling out to people. You can definitely start to feel the excitement of people, coming to see this once again. There's kids that are running around, and there's a whole lot of excitement going on at this point.
Well, All right. So but we still have a little while, right? It's just that like
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna look to Verlin and say, uh, can you come with me quickly and help for 1 second?
Sure.
And can I head towards the building that I want to get on top of, and like go down like a little alley or something, or get behind it or anything like that, just out of the sight of most people?
Yep.
I kind of look at him and I look around and I just say, I can't climb. Can you help?
Toss the gnome.
Sure. Why not?
And I kind of just stand there and like wait and like, is there anywhere that like he can lift me up to climb onto, or is it he's just gonna have to throw me?
Um.
I cannot reach it. You're gonna have to toss me.
Don't tell the elf. The building that's the closest is probably is like a 1-story building. So there's not much that there's some barrels out in front of the house, but it would be a little obvious. But he could probably lift you up.
Okay, that's fine with me. I mean, I you can make him do a strength for all you want. I mean, me and my carrying everything combined is under 100 pounds.
Yeah, my lift is up to 510.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
no problem.
All right. Then yeah, I'll get up and I will try to like find a corner where I could just sit and go unnoticed. And I'm going to go ahead and take a short rest and roll some hit die because I got blown up.
First,
Ooh.
are you trying to be sneaky standing on a roof? Because if you're on a first floor, on a 1-story house.
Well, is there any like is it like a house roof where it's like comes to a point, or is it like the top of like a business or building or something like that where there's like just a flat top with like a little lip on the end?
No,
So-
there would be it's a peaked roof.
Okay.
So, quick question: would other people try to get on the roof to get a better view of the hanging?
Well, that was going to be my next suggestion to you all. If you're all making your way to the square now, you can everybody make a if you're looking Caden in particular, like if you want to mention that to other people as well, like because that you're not the only ones who are going to be interested in this. If you want to make perception checks.
Yeah, and I guess so. One thing I want to do is I want to ritually cast augury before the hanging, probably like 15 minutes before the scheduled time.
And I'm not trying to be sneaky, Matt. I'll just like go up to wherever they're like if they have like a chimney or something and just kind of like sit leaned up against it. Oop, I still have that on GM rules.
While he's looking that up, Daniel look at Pebble and goes, I might have an idea. You still got that sticky coin, Pebble.
Yep.
Can you stick it to a tomato, then throw it while he's being hung?
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know if that's going to help me throwing a tomato versus a coin much.
Well, you never know. Rather have one plan than not.
Okay. Go buy me a tomato, please.
Daniel will go buy a tomato.
Grix, did you do perception?
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm great at it.
Okay. So, Verlon and Caden and Daniel all, I'll say from like Caden in particular, you noticed there are already people on the roof, and I will have Daniel. You noticed a few people. So you guys are walking up to the crowd, and you notice a few people that are in the crowd. They don't look like a few of them have hoods up, which isn't necessarily like, oh, this person is, shady. But you spot two or three people in the crowd with hoods that look a little bit shady. Verlon, do a
Insight?
no. I'm gonna do like I'll say just do a dexterity check real quick.
They trying to murder you.
Sorry, yep, natural 20, 23.
Um,
Well,
No.
that was Verlin was making
Verlon
it,
was the
right?
dex. Yeah.
Oh, they were talking to me. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah. Sorry.
You wasted it.
So essentially, Verlon and Grix. Grix is completely oblivious to everything that's happening with his six.
I'm trying not to fall off a roof.
Well, that's the thing, right? So, your Verlon takes you over to the back of this house and starts to put you up on the roof. And as he's doing so, he notices on the roof next to the building he's going to put you on, he sees somebody up there and then attempts to pull you back down really quickly. And he pulls you down, but you are pretty sure that the person that you saw also saw you.
I'm going to. Have they started to run?
No, they have not. You can see that they the building next to you is a taller building, and it has a chimney, and you can see that like they were sort of like leaning down a little bit, and you could sort of see them on the edge of the roof. And as you sort of pulled down, you saw them sort of move up and out of sight.
I'm gonna like look down at Verlin and say, "Come on, I'll never see if I have to stand in the crowd." And I'll try to just make it like I just want to be put somewhere that I can see.
Do a
Get on my back.
deception check.
Deception check?
I mean, he's lying.
Yeah.
I say to say for the record, our rolls are shit tonight, except for that
For the
one.
most part.
Yeah, I mean, I rolled a 15 right there.
Well, and you rolled a 20 when you weren't supposed to roll. So that.
Yeah, that's not bad. I thought you were talking to me. That's like,
Yeah,
what?
I know. I'm just saying.
How
I'm
would
just
you
saying it's a roll that didn't count. That was good.
How would you like to get even higher?
He kind of shakes his head and goes, "No, this one is perfect."
All right. So
Well, if he wants to go back on the roof, I'll put him on the roof, but I'm going to take my mutagen and attempt to climb up the slightly taller building.
When he puts me up, I kind of just have like a big grin on my face, and I walk over and hold on to the chimney and kind of just look and kind of like try to get sat down and look somewhat comfortable, so it looks like I'm really just looking to enjoy the show.
all right.
I at least have a plan to track this guy in case shit goes south. At least we're all trying.
All right. So for now, I guess do an athletics check, Verlon, to see if you are up on the.
Holy
Nice.
crap!
All right.
Like saber-tooths go
So-
up a building.
I'm gonna move everybody to the map now, and this is set up as the main event would be happening, because I'm not gonna adjust the map for it, even though it's not technically happening yet.
Oh, I will state to people the reason why that's a 28 is because that temporary +3 has put me up to a 20 strength.
Yep.
So this is where you all are. So you can see sort of where everybody is.
Mr. Matt, you got a doubled over token.
Do what?
You have a. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You said 2 tokens right here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It looks like a lot of them are doubled up. It looks like it's just a bug.
Okay, fair enough. I was like, wait, okay, moving on. Sorry.
I don't see it, so I don't know what you guys are seeing.
Whoever this woman or man, elf, whatever it is, right here, there's a second token of it right to the left, like back left of it.
Yeah, it's a just a
Interesting.
visual bug. It happens now and again.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's weird because I don't see it.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, keep going. I just want to point.
So yeah, so this is not the way it was originally set up, but I just you can see the crowd is all the same token because like all the tokens disappeared previously. But so there's the crowd, and that the man woman that's up on the gallows that's Bertrand.
Okay, and where are they going to be hanging? Like over here?
No, he's going to be hanging right here.
Okay,
Where that
but
token is.
I am within 60 feet. Shit.
All right, well, we'll put him here just for.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's 2 gallows, so we'll move him down. It's fine.
Yeah.
Now, because of the glitch, it looks like he's going to be hung twice from both gallows.
That's so weird because I mean I would remove it if I could see it.
Oh, yeah.
They just have to hang him twice to make sure.
He's already been hung twice, so they're just going to do it 2 times now just to make sure.
Yeah, to kind of skip the pleasantries.
Because I mean I'm even like checking all the other layers to make sure that there's not like one that would be under a different.
No,
layer.
it really it's like you could tell it's a bug, like because there's another one over here where there's 2 of them.
That's so weird.
Maybe there's a lot more.
You know what? Maybe
it's more crowded than it should be.
No, you know what? When you originally put up the tokens and they disappeared, they only disappeared for you and not us.
That's possible.
Because there are a bunch of them that are doubled up.
That's fine. The crowd is just more
Yeah,
cluttered.
it's a fucking party.
So, Verlon, you're the one that's is the important part right now because you just jumped up onto the roof and you see someone up on the roof who is not a commoner. Yeah, that's weird.
I see you're on the roof to get a better view. I see.
She doesn't say anything.
Care for some company, and I'll take like 2 steps forward.
You didn't check for traps.
There's grease on the roof. He's gonna slide off.
All right. You can see that she has you can see that she has a crossbow on her back, and she's got a short sword at her side, and you can see that she's got her hand on the hilt of her short sword at this point.
Well, if you don't draw, neither will I.
She takes her hand back off of it and just kind of stares at you.
I'm going to say something and sign it at the same time to see what type of response I get. You do know you can respond.
Hold on, I'm refreshing my Roll20 here.
Yes, Verlon's
music.
second language is sign language.
That's a weird language, man.
Watching Pebble rages on Daniel's shoulders, all of a sudden there's just magical bears flying everywhere. Oh boy.
All right. Give me 2 seconds. So when I refreshed, and now I can see all the.
Can you interact with the duplicates or not really?
Yes, I can. So I'm gonna clear some of this stuff up here.
Damn, we're losing some guards, guys.
And losing guards. There's not as many people, and then and now we don't have our
Doppelganger.
doppelganger.
They were gonna hang his twin brother too. He must have got away.
Yeah.
Bertrand and Valtrand, everybody.
That's the real trick. He never got resurrected. He just had siblings, like identical siblings.
I think I think I actually had a DM pull that once. He's like, "Oh no, he's dead. This family has like 7 kids."
Well, because it reminds me of the Prestige.
Oh,
That was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but just like they're identical, but they all live the same life. Sorry for anyone watching the recast that heard me spoil.
Yeah.
spoiler
for
man, come
a
on.
really old movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you're also assuming people watch this.
Yeah.
Look,
Alright,
man, when
so
we're famous, they'll
I-
come back and they'll watch it.
Exactly. We're the next Critical Role, guys. Come on.
Oh god, if we end up being next Critical Role, I'm gone. That's like a whole level of shit I don't want to do.
I'll take the money they make.
Yeah, I mean, shit,
yeah.
your entire job is to play
Play
D&D
D&D.
once a week. Goddamn.
Uh,
I'm sure. I know they do other things. I'm just kind of being.
Smart ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I refresh and all the tokens and everything, but the map is completely blurry to me now.
Well, that's all right. That's just
if if you zoom in and out, it fixes. It fixed it for me last time.
Yeah, we can also just
actually,
do.
it's completely zoomed in. Like the squares on the map are like gigantic. I don't know. Roll 20 is such a mess. But
we
anyway,
can
hopefully that looks a little better now.
Okay.
Yeah, the build was blurry before for me, but then it kind of fixed itself after like a minute or two. So hopefully that happens for you.
All right. So, this is so funny though. I refreshed and I could see all those tokens, but now I'm missing some of your tokens. Like I can't see where Verlon is now.
I am 2
Bottom
squares
right
down,
on the
1
right.
square right.
He's gonna push this poor bastard off the roof.
Yeah, I can't see that token anymore. That's hilarious. It's fine. I don't need to, but
We're good. Yeah.
so let's continue.
So yeah, I both say and sign. You can respond.
She kind of looks inquisitively at you when you do like the sign language, as kind of like not really understanding, but you can see that she's got like a bandana around her mouth, and she just kind of like taps her throat a little bit, sort of basically just trying to say that like she actually can't speak.
Fair enough. So, what are you doing up here then? Are you here to kill him or save him?
And she just puts up 2 fingers, as in the second thing you said.
To
Save him.
save him.
Yeah, and she nods.
Are you with a specific guild or do you like him?
And she puts up 1 finger.
Are you with his or one of the many guilds that have been asked to try and recover him?
I mean, no, it's his. So she holds up a finger.
Which finger is it?
Yeah.
Is the well at the south end the one that dropped into the sewer, or no?
The well on the south is the one that you looked at previously, but is actually not where it is. The hole that the owl found is in these bushes down here, to the very bottom south.
Okay.
Bloop.
So I assume it's your people in the sewers then?
She shrugs. She doesn't seem to know what you're talking about.
Shall I say, what is part of the magpies, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, would you call yourself a thief or a magpie as I walk up next to her?
And she kind of motions with her fingers that it's both of. She means both of those things. It's like a one and a two, and she kind of goes back and forth between them.
Call him A, call him B.
Yeah, and as you get closer to her, you can see her. She's kind of got a little bit of leather armor, and you can see her sword. And I mean, it looks like she is pretty well equipped. And she looks like someone that can handle herself.
Well, I don't have any plans to start a fight at the moment, so
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just mentioning it as you get closer, you kind of notice that, like, she looks pretty tough.
So, what's the plan? Are you attempting to, run off with him or drop him down the hole hidden in the bushes?
You can see that her eyes get a little bit wide as you say the second part, but she at this point she just kind of like does a little motion of like she just kind of like I'm done, kind of like waves you off a little bit, and she just kind of like turns around. And you can see that she kind of leans against the back of the chimney, and she kind of like turns her head to like look out around towards the gallows.
There's a few groups here looking to do the same, or to watch him hang. Are you ready to deal with that when it happens?
She's ignoring you at this point.
Well, I'll stay here with you until it kicks off. Hopefully the fun will be quite entertaining.
All right. So while this was happening, what was everybody else wanting to do?
Daniel kind of poke Pebble like throw one tomato, exactly one.
Why can't I throw both? It hasn't started yet either.
Oh, that doesn't stop people. But at least we have something.
And we'll say that it's getting to the point now that like that he's been taken up to the gallows. So you can see that he's been brought up there, and he there you get the impression that the watch is kind of in a hurry for this, right? Like they've already gone through this twice. They just kind of want to get him up there and get it over with.
That's what I say. He'll poke her like throw one now.
Okay.
Now she can throw.
So you're throwing it at him?
The sticky
Yeah.
Tomato with the sticky coin, so it will be applied to him, so we
Okay.
can track that.
Just hope the coin side hits. Otherwise, it's doing nothing.
Well, I mean, one way or another, tomato's a pain in the ass to wash off, so that's kind of trickier.
So you throw it in there, and you can see that like everybody starts cheering when you do that, and then a couple more people start throwing stuff at him, and he kind of takes it and smiles, and he just yells out to everybody and says, "See you next week."
Ignore this one. I hit the wrong one. There we go. So Daniel also throws a sticky coin and a tomato.
All right.
Pebble gets excited and throws another one.
Throws the last one.
No!
I thought
The
we-
guard.
Oh no.
And the guards are kind of used to this too, because obviously you can see them that they're kind of trying to duck out of the way.
Daniel, I need more tomatoes.
I don't have any more, Pebble. But Daniel kind of gives the guard kind of like, sorry, she's my daughter. She got a little excited.
I mean, she looks like a gnome, not a little person, like a little human.
Well, I mean, she's young, so
Oh, come on now, Grix. You don't know who's a horn dog. It's a fantasy setting. Where do you think all these half races come from?
right, like half orcs. That's just gross. Anyway,
Well,
So-
but that raven pillage.
well, I mean
Viking
that's
style.
that's usually the backstory behind half orcs.
Usually.
Because it's the one that in a fantasy setting is the one that people can justify, right? So, Caden and Grix, was there anything that you guys were going to do? Because at this point, they've taken him up to the gallows, so that and as I said, they're in a hurry, so they're.
I have Archie like in the bushes where the the hole is in case there's anyone around that area. So can I have him like do a quick look around?
Like over the crowd or like around the bushes?
No, in the bushes. I want to see if there's anyone there, or like I'll have him poke his head down into it and look around a little bit too.
And you're a crow still?
Yeah. So technically a raven. So, I mean, he won't be able to see much down low because he doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
like there doesn't seem to be much going on around the hole itself, but as he looks down, I mean, because if you remember, it's about 40 feet down, so he really can't see too far into the.
Right,
the
that's
hole
fine.
there.
But so there's no one else like hiding in these bushes or anything.
No, you don't see anybody.
Then and then I will try. I'm gonna hold Mind Spike until they like release and goes down and starts hanging. I am going to cast Mind Spike then, and I am going to make sure he fails and he rolls an 11. So
Damn.
that's what I am going to do when the time comes.
All
Can
right.
I just point out this is a very brutal group.
I mean, I will be able to
How
track him
so?
as long as he's on the same plane as us.
I mean, you say brutal, but one of us is actively trying to have a conversation with an assassin or a thief.
Yeah, but I mean that's Bob. You could have
It's also
a
trying to
town
have
colleague.
a conversation with a mute, but
Oh yeah, good conversations. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And
but-
I mean, at least I'm waiting until he's about to die anyway.
I was using sign language.
So we got that. Caden, was there anything that you wanted to do?
I want to ritually cast augury about like 10-15 minutes before the hanging is scheduled to happen.
So I mean, it would be okay. So we'll have you do that then already because we're there.
Okay. So kind of in the same vein as the dryad, I'm gonna ignore, whether or not somebody's assisting him, because if they don't, then he just hangs and all is fine. I want to know if any would-be rescuers plan to make their escape through the well that we're aware of or some other means.
Oh yeah, did you roll damage for that, by the way?
I didn't do it yet.
Well, I mean, I don't think augury is going to tell you that specific information. It's more of like,
Well, it's just like wheel or woe, right? Or
No,
well, real or well, but it's just saying it's more like if you say what's the likelihood of this happening. It's more of like a magic 8-ball. Like will this happen? The results point to yes. Or
well, so that's what I mean though, is if I'm assuming that people are going to try to rescue him. When people try to rescue him, will they escape towards this hole that we're aware of?
okay. So in that case, it strikes you that they will not. It is unlikely that that will happen.
Okay. Then I will not hang out near the hole.
Besides, I think that bird's got the hole covered.
Well, but I was planning on preventing people from making an expeditious retreat into it.
Ah.
But since that isn't their plan,
All right. So, with all of the plan in place here, so so when Grix, when were you going to cast that? Like you were going to cast it like right as they were
when
going
the
to.
lever's pulled, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, like once he starts falling down, just in case like there's going to be any screaming or anything like from pain, I want it to be kind of masked by him not being able to scream because his fucking windpipe is crushed.
Like
Nice. Yeah. So I'll say that you are able to pull that off. So you can see that the crowd is all whipped up into a frenzy here, and you notice that he's sort of looking to the rooftops and stuff, just kind of looking around a little bit. He's got a smile on his face, doesn't seem too concerned, and immediately like just as soon, like he's probably only up there for 60 seconds maybe, and the guard pulls the lever, and he drops, and it's very obvious that his neck snaps.
Okay.
So you're making him fail it, so I won't roll against it.
Well, I mean, he's rolling an 11, so if he has a +6 to wisdom somehow, then he's
not.
fine. Okay.
He does not.
All right, then yes. So I will
so-
know
Plus
where he is.
5.
With this guy, if he had a wisdom that high, he probably wouldn't have been doing slider work to begin with.
That's a good point. But we will actually stop the session there. So we will stop with his death